Hello and welcome to the Swatch Beach Volleyball FIVB World Tour Finals from Polson Pier, Toronto, Canada. The world's top 12 male and female teams have qualified for the highest prize purse of the 2016 tour, $100,000 to each of the winning teams. Adding to the drama, the world's beach volleyball elite take their first international shot at the newly crowned Olympic champions and medalists from Rio last month, in front of the picturesque Toronto skyline. This finale to the FIVB World Tour and Swatch Major Series carries the samba from Copacabana to the pulsating heart of Canada for a dramatic close to the season. And the last match of the day here on centre court is the quarter-final clash between Canada and Poland, Saxton, Schalk and Kantor and Losiak. Joining myself, Nick Fellows, in the commentary box is the Olympic beach volleyball champion from the 2000 Games in Sydney, Australia, Dane Blanton. Dane, the locals have waited patiently to see if they can put a team into tomorrow's semi-finals, and Schalk and Saxton have a good chance here and a good record against this young Polish side.
Yeah, Schalk and Saxton, they would love to get to a final and maybe win their first FIVB World Tour. Poland, on the other hand, they won earlier this year in the Rio de Janeiro Grand Slam. Their first victory, of course. They finished in 17th in the Rio Olympics, which a little short of where they would like to be, but this is a great opportunity for both these teams. You're talking about the number 4 seeded Canadians, the number 6 seeded team from Poland, and if you look at their head-to-head results, Saxton and Schalk have a 3-0 lead. So Poland has yet to be victorious, and I believe that the Canadians have a bit of an advantage playing on their home sand. They're pumped up, they're ready to go despite the inclement weather. This should be a very interesting battle.
Elzia Oliveira for Brazil is our first referee. Suzanne Lowry for the United States of America is the second referee. And I agree with the Olympic champ and expert analyst here in the commentary box. Saxton and Schalk should take this one. Let's take a look at the 4 players out on court.
The 24-year-old, the locker, the world junior champion, it's a Kantor.
Well, as you can hear from the stadium announcer, they've been world junior champions and are now making their way on the senior ranks. And this Polish duo are definitely some of the rising stars at all.
24-year-old
Losiak, another dynamic player, but he'll have his work cut out against the experienced and strong Canadians.
Wearing the red, the Trinity Western Red at 6'5" from Red Deer, Alberta, at 30 years old, say hello to Schalk.
We've already seen Schalk and Saxton play today, and they had an impressive performance against the Olympic bronze medalists from Holland.
Out of the volley doll at 6'6", the University of Alberta grad, 27-year-old man Saxton.
Calgary, Canada, an Alberta graduate, Ben Saxton. Twice third in the major series this season. They know exactly what it takes to get to the Final 4, which is where the big money lies in this competition. The weather, well, the wind has died down a little. The temperatures are dropping as we come to the end of the day. But I think it's possibly the best it's been throughout proceedings here on centre court. But it could be an advantage for the Canadians. The Toronto and Alberta players will be used to playing in these windy, rough conditions. Canada have won the toss, puts Poland in to serve. Came Schalk, puts the first point on the board for Canada. And those fans, Dane, that have waited patiently to see this quarter-final and to watch the Canadians are looking like they won't be too disappointed.
They're extremely happy what they've seen from this team, especially today, early on when they took down Brouwer and Musin. And for them to get a victory here, they're going to have to play great defense, just like you saw Came Schalk getting that ball up in the air. That ball touched and, touched by the Canadians, so it's going to be a point for Poland. tell you what, I spoke to Schalk in between, and I said, you really started to step up. And he said, you know, my partner was dominating at the net, blocking, that I needed to step up my game to get up to that level. And I think when we saw them play the Netherlands, it was two players really starting to sink, starting to play on top of their game, both defensively for Schalk and up at the net for Ben Saxton. If they're able to do that here, I think they will be advancing to the semifinal round.
Saxton with service. Oh, unlucky. Saxton read the play from the Polish well, dropped back off the net, just ran out of space and time. Scores all tied at 2 points all.
Remember, the winner of this match will take on Olympic champions Alisson and Bruno, who we saw earlier today, and they look extremely sharp. Oh, up and over the net. Peter Kantor penetrating. We're going to keep our eye on the blocking battle between Kantor and that man right there, Saxton.
Here's Losiak with that service. Too deep. Scores were tied at 3-all. Nice and evenly matched in the opening exchanges of this first set. Volleyball score situation, remember. First team to 21. But you must be 2 points clear. If we go to 3 sets, that third set will be to just 15. The advantage back with Poland. Now we make a side switch with every 7 points on the board or calculation thereof.
Beautiful shot right there. Execution. Right to it.
Good communication from Canada. Tying the scores. Schalk, who had such a good game earlier today when the Canadians beat the Olympic bronze medalists to reach these quarterfinals. Saxton just a little wayward with his service there. Needs to put that right.
I like him going after that, though. I like the aggressive serve rather than just serving in. Try to go for it. You're going to miss a few, but you might get a couple of aces, and that might give you just a slight advantage, and that's what you're looking for.
Well, they got the point eventually. They had to work hard for it, Canada.
Great athleticism by Ben Saxton, the 27-year-old, up at the net. Very dynamic, multiple opportunities right there. And he persisted, finally winning the point.
Go, go, go!
Schalk on the attack. Oh, that's a lovely time shot from Kantor, the #1 for Poland. Both these lads just 24 years of age, but Kantor is the taller player of the two at 2 meters or 6'7". Oh, and a service ace. And Ben Saxton just left looking at it as it hit the line right on. Perfect point.
Really solid serve, cross court by Peter Kantor. He's doing that standing jump float serve. We see that a lot on the women's game. Without an approach, you serve that ball flat, it's very difficult to pass. Right there, Canada passes the second one, but that first one was a nice clean ace. Look at this nice set, staying out of the net is Ben Saxton, and then Schalk uses the left hand of Peter Kantor.
Here is Saxton serving for Canada. Kiss off the tape of the net. Oh, and again, Kantor gets a fabulous angle on the ball. Peter Kantor, for me, is really getting in the groove here. It will be a major threat to Canada. They need to start trying to shut him out of the game, shut him out of the match.
Yeah, you don't want him to get too much momentum and get too involved, because he can take over. He's quite the blocker up at the net at 6'7". And there he goes.
On cue.
Look out, his technique is so solid, and when you're starting at 6'7", you have a nice vertical leap, you get over press and take over a big area, you're going to be dangerous.
Good serves from his teammates, Losiak. Saxton has again pushed that way too deep. Rattling off the points here, 10-6. Canada have called for a timeout, understandably so. Good serves from Bartosz Losiak. And some great work at the net from Kantor has allowed Poland to open up a 4-point lead.
Yeah, he already has 2 blocks on the day. And little news from the outer courts. USA Triborn and John Hyden had to face USA's Phil Dahlhauser and Nick Lucena, who are the number 3 seeded team in this tournament. Triborn and John Hyden prevail in straight sets, 21-18 and 21-19. So Triborn and the 43-year-old John Hyden advanced to the semifinals here. So they're looking to finish the year strong. Let's take a look at the heat map here, where the serves are going. 90% of the serves are going in for Kantor and Losiak. 30% of the time they are scoring when they serve. That is a very high break percentage for the Polish duo. Canada has to settle in. They have to improve upon their side-out game.
Losiak again with service to Saxton. And that is good news. Very important side out for Canada there. And justifying the call of the timeout as well. The aim is to break the concentration of the rhythm. That has worked quite nicely. Team Schalk serves. Get a Kantor now at the attack. Goes with his left hand this time.
Touch, go.
Schalk trying to go over on one. Not the right move. If you give Losiak and Kantor that second and third opportunity, they're going to make you pay.
Good rally. Crowd loving it. Poland, though, coming away with the point again. 4 clear at 11-7. Kantor with that service once again. Over on 2 for Ben Saxton. Good shot for the Canadian. Important point.
Yeah, whatever it takes right now for Canada, they're kind of reeling. They don't look nearly as sharp as they did against the Olympic bronze medalists, the Netherlands, earlier in the day, and they need to get back to that form. The roll shot never cleared the net. Peter Kantor trying to be a little bit too particular. Had an open court, but trying to make that sharp.
Gets it the second time.
Yeah, that first one he didn't need to be that sharp, but having a 12-9 lead at the technical timeout is exactly where Poland would like to be. They played well, they played steady at the net, and it's not that they're really pressuring the Canadians too much. They're just giving them more opportunities. Canada's making some unforced errors.
Yeah, no, these young lads from Poland, seeded 6, they beat the number 3 seeds, Phil Dahlhauser and Nick Lucena, in their pool play. And they also won against Binstock and Samchak, the other Canadian team, in their pool play. And due to those 2 victories, straight into this quarterfinal. And they're looking to take out a second Canadian team in the tournament. Former World Junior champions, Kantor and Bartosz Losiak. Need to dig deep here now, Canada. They're under a little bit of pressure. And the service error off the technical timeout is the first bit of luck and help that Canada gets. It's 10-12.
Go, go, go.
Good play again from the young Polish lads, but the shot was out. Now we get the score right. My apologies, 10-13.
Losiak a little inside out, right down the line. Came Schalk in position, just not getting to the ball quick enough. Oh, there's a big hit, and maybe that'll get the Canadians going. They haven't had those spectacular plays that we saw against the Netherlands earlier. They're trying to get back on track, but this is the type of hit that might just do that. Just out of bounds. I like that. Keep going for aces. Keep trying to rattle this Poland team because they are consistent. Losiak in the backcourt, a real mellow guy, very competitive, but if you don't watch out, they can kind of lull you to sleep. Look at that great defense. Puts it out of bounds. There's the reaction. That's about as much as you'll get. Not a lot coming together after the rally. Here's the dig by Losiak. He gets up, tries to get a winner, but can't complete the play.
Ooh. Now, have they found another gear here, Canada? No question. Schalk has changed up one, and here's Saxton starting to find his touch as well.
Really beautiful block by Saxton. That's the first block for the Canadians of the match.
Almost got that one, not quite. 15-13. Side switch. Still coming. Sides of the court rather than head on to the serving or serve-receive teams. Schalk attacks. Oh, and Kantor is there with another block.
Kantor now with 3 stuff blocks to 1 on the Canadian side. And Nick, you bring up a good point. The wind is blowing directly across the court, so there's no definitive good side, bad side. Good side usually with the wind blowing in your face. When the wind is going across the court, then both teams can use it. They can line up on the side where the wind is blowing and try to cut that ball into the wind, use it to their advantage, but definitely no definitive good side, bad side right here.
Polish players take
Go Canada!
Take advantage of their lead. Come on! Oh, that's another good shot, and I have to say, Kantor is the man his first set. He's doing very little wrong. He's the player to target, but the player to watch.
And you see how they, not a lot of flair, not a lot of up and down, they're just getting the job done. What a rip of a serve.
Better shot. Confidence-building shot for Ben Saxton. 27-year-old, 2 meters tall, out of Alberta, Calgary. And here's his partner, Schalk, local here in Toronto. Losiak on the attack for Poland.
Sharp cut by Losiak, getting up high and cutting that ball down. Remember, Losiak, 6'3", going up against the 6'7" Ben Saxton. Look how high he elevates and then cuts that down with a very sharp angle. Kantor is almost 2 feet over into the Canadian side of the court. That was just beautiful. Be nice to have a net cam shot on that. You see how far he gets over. Look, he comes all the way over, elbows over the net, and just nowhere to go for Canada.
The young Canadian lads have never placed better than 9th on the major series for 2016. So they're on the cusp of a PB here, and a massive one at that to go into the semis. And as Dane has pointed out, they're keeping calm, going about their business in a methodical, almost clinical style.
Go, go!
Kantor is everywhere. Great defense by Canada, keeping that ball alive, but on that final contact, Kantor said, enough of this. I'm not gonna roll the ball in play. I gotta bring some aggression and get this thing to the ground.
It's a nice shot.
Very deceptive there. King Schalk looking like he's gonna hit angle. Last second going high line, listening to his partner, Ben Saxton.
Second set point for Poland. Set for Losiak. Come on! There it is, set one at 21-17. Canada have a few moments to go back to the drawing board and try and work out a better game plan, because they're struggling against these youngsters from Poland. Both of these players on screen, just 24 years of age. 27 and 30 years of age, Saxton and Game Schalk.
Draw your attention to the screen because it's time for...
That's pretty incredible how young they are and how well they are playing. 4 service errors to 2, but it's risk reward. Poland has 1 service ace, Canada with no service aces. So taking a look at the virtual heat map here, Poland 24% of the time when they serve, they are scoring. So that means that Canada needs to step up their game and side out at a higher level. Right now, Poland just transitioning better. They have better blocking. Of course, they have 1 ace to Canada's 0. Looking on the other side of the net, Saxton and Schalk, look at that. Only 6% of the time when they are serving are they scoring points. That has to change. Their service in, they have to start going for it, risking it. They have to start scoring more points when they are serving the ball. Otherwise, Poland is going to walk away with a victory here and head to the semifinal.
Right at the beginning of this match, we talked about Canada having a 3-0 in the head-to-head series of previous matchups. Well, this could be going to a 3-1 here. Canada just need to find a little bit of the explosive power and speed of movement on the court that they demonstrated when they beat the Olympic bronze medalists from the Netherlands earlier today. That was a great match against Brouwer and Moveson. Canada won that 21-19, 21-19 in just over 35 minutes. Now they need to take this quarterfinal match to 3 sets. Saxton on the attack for Canada. And he belts that ball to the blocker. Kantor wipes it right off his arms.
Hey, you'd like to see Ben Saxton start to turn up his game at the net blocking. It's been all Peter Kantor. There's a trickler by Ben Saxton, and maybe that's the play that gets them going. A little trickler ace, their first ace of the game. So ace is now even, 1 each on either side of the net, and Canada off to a really nice start here in set number 2.
That's what they need. Oh, and Saxton's in the groove. 4 points quickly on the board. Great block and good serves as well from Saxton. Sticks with the plan. Swing to Losiak. Touch on the ball there.
Good quick arm. You know, Losiak, he's a guy who's deceptive. He kind of looks like he's kind of cruising, kind of mellow, and then he comes in with this really lightning quick arm, and sometimes it catches you off guard.
Weather's improving all of the time here. Oh yeah, well you can get the commentary from Saxton, can't you? First of all he calls cut, and then he praises his partner with a good swing.
Great communication. So important to constantly be speaking to your partner, keep them engaged, give them options.
Saxton's there again. And for the first time, a look of despondence on the faces of the young Polish players, from confidence to a little dismay. Ball is out out as well. 7-2, 5-point advantage for Canada. And the young Polish players call a timeout. They want to go back, talk this through, assess the damage, and come up with a new tactic.
How quickly the momentum seems to change. Poland, they could do no wrong in that first set. Like we were saying, they were kind of going about it in a clinical way. Very methodical, taking charge. There you see the successful attacks versus successful blocks. It was 4-0, now 4-3 in favor of Poland. So Canada has stepped up their game tremendously here and putting some pressure on Poland. Look at that, the scoring. 7-2, those runs, 3 in a row, 2 different times, and that's what volleyball is all about. If you can put runs of points together, you're going to be in really good shape.
Schalk looking to maintain this impressive early points run for Canada. They have to win the second set to stay in the match. And right now, if they can maintain this momentum, they're looking good. Justifying the call out, the timeout, I should say. Stopping that momentum. Poland put their 3rd point on the board, narrow the gap to 4.
So early in the second set, but damage has already been done by Canada. Now it's about maintaining it. You have to be thinking, how do we expand this lead even more? Don't let Poland back into it.
Better play from Poland. Looked a little out of position in those early exchanges. Canada should have had that away earlier. But Poland convert another point after the timeout, 4-7. It's Kantor with service. Oh, that's a great save from Losiak. And also a good play from Kantor to keep the ball in, but Canada have the youngsters on the run again.
Opportunity for Poland to score, but there was a touch on the block. They had to go over the net, and then a bit of confusion. No blocker at the net, and Schalk took full advantage.
A big serve from Saxton. Oh, and that's a little mishit from Losiak. You called it perfectly, Dane. It's amazing how the confidence turns around. The body language starts to give away the nature of their play almost.
So quickly, you think Poland is getting back into it, and then they make a couple of unforced errors, and there's another one poked out of bounds. So a little panic on the Poland side right now, not playing nearly as efficient as we saw in the first set. Right now making a lot of unforced errors, and they look like a completely different team.
Oh, that's a disappointment for Saxton. There's an opportunity to go to 11-4 instead. 5-10. Poland with service. And here is Losiak at the back of the court. Goes to Saxton. Schalk with the set. And Kantor, whose block was the biggest weapon for Poland in the first set, doesn't seem to be able to get it right at all in the second.
Yeah, it seems like Canada has made the adjustment. Instead of trying to power through Kantor's block, they're being much smarter about the way they go about it. A little inside out. Losiak's so good at going back to the line. If I were scouting him, I'd make sure you take away him going back to the line. Give him the angle shot.
Kantor for Poland to serve. Two Canadian players, Schalk on the attack. That's a nice little touch as well on the ball. Serves Losiak. Losiak now attacks to Poland.
So nice right there. Getting up, taking a look at the defense, and then really executing the shot. Very deliberate, doing that perfectly in that angle spot. That ball is blocked straight down, but it's out of bounds, and Schalk, little grin on his face. He knows he got away with one there.
There's Schalk with service. Good play from Losiak. Powers that ball off the hands of Ben Saxton and then out of court.
Canada dominating here at the technical timeout, up 13-8. Right now, Poland doesn't have really any answers. Kantor has gone quiet at the net as a blocker where he was on fire in set number 1, but they are communicating. And Kantor kind of telling Losiak what they need to do. It's going to be a tough comeback if they're going to get a win here in the second set. And Canada hoping that they can get the victory and push this thing to a third.
Well, the other players from the Polish team there catching themselves caught on the big screen.
Rouge Prudel.
Yeah.
The 6'3" blocker, very distinctive with that ponytail that he wears. Kind of his trademark.
Just had it cut off by the Brazilians in the quarterfinal earlier. That was a massive play from the Olympic champions. But these young lads have got a chance of keeping Poland in this competition here.
Good, come on.
Oh, again, Ben Saxton maintains Canada's dominance here. It's looking good here for Canada to take this to 3 sets. Oh, and the ball is in. A heavy hit on the net. Polish duo thought it was going to go way out, and it lands perfectly on the line. Now 15-8. 7 clear. Are being forced upon the young Polish players. 16-8.
Yeah, now this is getting a little bit out of hand. Canada has doubled the score of Poland, just 5 points away from pushing this thing to a third set. Now you start asking, can Poland recover from the way that they have played here in the second set?
Spectacular play from Canada. Crowd are absolutely loving it, and have every reason to do so. Fighting for every ball in every play. And the reward is yet another point on the board. Wow.
Look at this, up by Saxton with a full roll. And then they try to shoot it outside to trick Saxton, but Schalk slides in defensively, and then he just buries this ball straight down the line. Canada on top of their game, and they are using this home crowd to their advantage.
17-8. Saxton continues with this impressive service run. It's so important for Losiak to put that ball away. Because not only are Canada looking to wrap up this second set as quickly as possible, they want to go straight into the third.
Oh. Having their way right there, an option pass, and Schalk comes in and just obliterates the ball across court. This is a huge turnaround, Nick. You rarely see a team turn it around after losing the first set, now administering a beatdown to Poland in this second set.
Good point there for Poland. Gets them to double figures.
Really nice shot right there. Good contact on the ball, good top spin. Puts it right in that corner.
Then Saxton can do no wrong up at the net right now. 19-10.
Every time Canada sets that ball in the middle of the court, they seem to go back down the line, and Poland hasn't made the adjustment.
Two more side outs and the second set could be done. Oh, unlucky. Just a little too deep with the shot. Both the players working very hard to try and avoid hitting the antenna there.
Yeah, if you're Canada, you want to end this thing right now.
That's going to help their cause. Set ball for Canada. Schalk to serve. Saxton puts it away with a perfect monster block. 21-12 is a magnificent score for those Canadian fans that have waited for the last match of the day here on centre court. They are being given a real treat. After losing the first set 21-17, Canada bounced back brilliantly to get the second set 21-12.
It was a complete reversal of fortune. Peter Kantor owned the net in the first set, had 4 blocks, and remember, Canada just had 1, but in the second set, Saxton caught fire. Now the Canadians with 4 blocks as well. A couple of aces to throw in there, and a complete dominant second set. There you see successful attacks, pretty even, and successful blocks, all deadlocked at 4. As we go to a third set. I believe that Canada still has the momentum. Poland wasn't able to gain traction. They weren't able to settle down in that second set. It was Canada all the way. The big question, can they continue to play at this high level in this third set so they can advance to the semifinal?
Well, the weather may be a little poor today, but the atmosphere has been electrifying. And of course, Losiak and Prudel, the other Polish team that were defeated by the Olympic champions in the earlier quarter-final, are wishing they could give some help, some magic as we get into the third set. It is the first team to 15 rather than 21. You have to win by 2 clear points. We side switch with 5 on the board. And Dane, you've called it perfectly. It looks like Saxton's still buzzing from that impressive second set victory, but the first point is on the board for Poland. That'll be a big help, a big relief, if nothing else.
Look at this rainbow shot, goes to the moon and back. So much time defensively to get there, and Losiak, he knew, he had a grin on his face. He knew he got away with one.
Here's Saxton attacking for Canada.
What an up. Oh, I hate that play. I'll tell you why. Because if you can play the ball with your foot, you can probably play it with your hand. And I think he could have got that ball up in the air, especially after the spectacular dig by his partner, Losiak. Here's the dig, the one-handed stab, and then he runs for it. Just lay it out. Use your hand. What are the chances you're going to get that kick in the right spot if you're not Brazilian?
And not a professional soccer player as well.
Exactly.
The hotel tonight, Dave. All levels at 1-1 in the third set to decide this last quarter-final. Last match on centre court here at POL Pier, Toronto, Canada. The Swatch Beach Volleyball FIVB World Tour Finals. Coming to the end of the penultimate day. 2 gold medal matches here on centre court tomorrow. Saxton on the attack for Canada. Kantor tries to go over on 2, over on 1. And the early lead is now with Poland.
I don't know know if I like that play right there, that throwdown at the end by Kantor, because is he really a blocker? No one's attacking, the ball comes over. That ball used to be called, but you can kind of throw the ball where you want to nowadays. And it's Poland giving it right back to the Canadians.
Side switch with 5 points total on the scoreboard. Change of ends. Saxton. Looks to be going out, but Losiak didn't want to take the risk. His shot is out. Players starting to get a little tired now. Judgment tested to the max. All tied at 3 points all.
Poland a little too tricky for themselves right there, running that real quick outside set. Looked like it threw them off more than the Canadians.
Service error from Saxton. 4-3 Poland. Losiak goes to backward court to serve. Again, opts to serve Saxton, who attacks for Canada. Wipes that off the block of Peter Kantor. All level at 4 points, all one set all.
Understand that right there. Why Peter Kantor is not setting his partner Losiak, who's so good offensively. Maybe he has lost trust in him and he doesn't think he's going to put the ball away, but going over on 2, I don't think that's the answer. Oh, jeez. Well, he apparently thinks it is. He goes over on 2 that time and almost takes Schalk's head off. Wow. That was impressive.
He's listening to you, Dane. Oh, and that little kiss off the top of the net just pulls the Canadian players to the wrong, or draws the Canadian players, I should say, to the wrong area of the court. And that is a very valuable ace serve from Peter Kantor to give Poland a 6-5 advantage. This time Saxton makes the right decision to move out of the way. Serve is out of play, the scores are tied at 6-all.
Canada has to watch out because you see how Kantor is really going for it. They need to go for it on their end as well, the Canadians do. Try to score some points off the serve.
Then Saxton, monster block at the net. Marches back to the court to take his serve. They really are focused here. Determined duo from Canada.
Beautiful blocking technique, pressing over nicely, Ben Saxton. Oh, jeez. Poland's falling apart right now. They're trying to force the on 2, and it looks like Losiak lost confidence getting stuffed on that last one, and then Kantor looked like he was going to go for an on 2, decided to set the ball at the last second here, and he just mangles this ball. It falls through his hands. An easy call for the referee. A double contact, and another point for the Canadians. Be interesting if Poland can somehow get back on track. Right now, they do not look like anything like the team we saw in set number 1.
Well, they've called the timeout to try and reconvene here. Kantor, who's been making all of the communication and tactical play. And they need to go back to the style that they were using and the tactic that they were playing in that first set.
Well, it was aggressive. They were just on point, it seemed like. They were focused, and right now it looks a little sloppy. They don't look like they have confidence in one another. They look like they were helping one another early on, and it's just changed quite a bit for this team. And give a lot of credit to Canada, who has put the pressure. They have applied the pressure. There's another tough serve by Saxton, and I think that ball's out of bounds. Wow, Losiak has really invited himself to get every single serve from here on out. Canada, once again, has done damage. The big question now, can they continue this dominance for 6 more points.
Now back to the traditional play, looking for the side out. And Poland start to find their rhythm once again. Losiak. Oh, and this time it's a shank from Ben Saxton.
Wow. You didn't expect that right there. Nice jump, little float, had a lot of movement on it. Ben Saxton shanked that ball into the first row. They need to get their composure back. Another tough pass, and that ball looks like it's out of bounds, but there's going to be a touch called on Peter Kantor. Instead of going up and over the net, penetrating, he tried to go too high. Therefore, he touched that ball, kind of bailed out Ben Saxton.
Oh, great block from Ben Saxton at a crucial point in the third set.
Poland's side-out game, very erratic, all over the place right now. 6 blocks now, tally it up for Canada. 5 blocks for Poland. Here's a free ball opportunity.
And they take full advantage. 12-8. Is this the turning point in the third set where Canada booked their spot in the semi-finals?
This would be huge if Canada can make it to the semi-finals. The final 4 of the World Tour Finals right here in Toronto. The crowd would absolutely love it.
Oh, he was tempted to go over on 2 again. Saxton nearly had it covered there. Pokey's an important point on the board for Poland.
You know, the body language that I'm seeing between Kantor and Losiak, it's just not that positive. Not a lot of high fives, not a lot of communicating going on, whereas on the Canadian side, they're focused, they're engaged, they're helping each other out, they're communicating, and right now, I think Poland is in a world of trouble.
Oh, that was a weird-looking shank serve from Ben Saxton. Didn't connect with that at all.
I think those things need to be ironed out for this team to go to the next level. I think for them to win tournaments, they need to be more consistent. When things are going well, they got to keep that ball in bounds. They can't let the opposition off the hook as they do so often.
Losiak serves to Schalk. Schalk attacks. Makes absolutely sure with a perfect cross-court shot.
I love it. I love the intensity right now from the Canadians.
Match point for Canada. Here we go. This for a spot in the semi-finals in front of their home crowd. Losiak on the attack. Oh, Saxton was nearly there with the block. Poland pull one back, but it's match point 2 for Canada. Just need to side out now.
That was a big hit by Losiak.
With the set for Saxton, and Saxton is there. Canada into the semi-finals. What a way to wrap up the action here on centre court. Ben Saxton, Ken Schalk, having lost the first set, win the next 2 and go into the semi-finals of the World Tour Finals in their own backyard. 15-11 the score in the third set.